Pound for Pound Sports Entertainment. Hit the like button, comment below, share, do all of that. Hit the notification button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button for your boy right now. It's your host, F. Merritt. We have international broker, consultant, and expert, Mr. Rick Glaser in the building. How you doing, sir?
Not bad, not bad. Thanks for Inoue and Fulton fight, and of course Spence and Crawford. It's a big fight week, no question about it.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm gonna get to the Inoue and Stephen Fulton fight, but let's go back to Saturday night. Let's start there. George Kambosos versus Maxi Hughes. A lot of people were upset. I saw that you were kind of upset with the judging. What was your thoughts on that fight?
I thought it was a robbery. It was really bad. May I say something? And I hope I not too off color with this, but it was a fucking robbery. It was bad. I clearly Maxi Hughes won the fight. Clearly.
I agree. So what can we do to fix this bad judging in boxing?
I've said all along, you got to get the four organizations together, the BC, PO, IBF, WBA, get them all together with the boxing commissions and pick out judges that are 10 and 12 round, the best of the best. And they start turning shitty. The ones that get turning the best scores gets the assignments. The better they are, the bigger the assignments. This way, there's more money for the judges and the referees. The bigger, the more money the judges and referees make.
When it comes to bad decisions, should the judges have to speak up and explain why they made the decision?
I mean, somebody's got to hold these guys accountable. It's happening way too often. It's fucking up the business. It's fucking up the sport. The fans are pissed. What happens if Saturday night Crawford wins the fight in the ring and he gets fucking robbed? I mean, it's just terrible.
Yeah, that'd be pretty bad.
If you ever notice, it's never the A side fighter, the promoter's fighter who gets robbed. It's the B side always gets robbed. So you know it's not accidental because it's actually close to 50-50, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. I mean, the last house fighter that got robbed was the first time Murata in Japan. Murata fought for the WBA middleweight title against the champion Nadam. He got robbed. That was a robbery. That's the house fighter, the hometown fighter, and everything. That was the last time. That was 5 years ago, 6 years ago. This is terrible. Seriously.
Okay. Word is Devin Haney is looking to move up to Prograis, and then a unification against Teofimo Lopez. What's your thoughts on that move?
Well, he's not going to get the Teofimo fight unless he sides with Top Rank. So if he's got a one-off deal with Eddie Hearn with Prograis, that's fine. But if he's got options with Eddie, they're not. Top Rank's not dumb. They don't fatten up turtles for snakes. So that won't happen. You know, he's got to make a deal with Top Rank, like a 3-fight deal or something. Not just gonna have beat their guy and run off. You know, boxing doesn't work like that.
Shakur Stevenson was in the house for Maxi Hughes and George Kambosos, and he had a little future. And what happens if
You're asking me about Kambosos and Shakur?
Yes, sir.
Oh my God, Shakur plays with him like they can get him from a baby.
You think Shakur Stevenson should have took that 25% to fight Devin Haney?
No, absolutely not. I wouldn't have done it either. So I absolutely not. And you know what, Shakur? I mean, it wasn't a real offer because Aram's the one with the money. He's putting up the money. Why is he making an offer? The whole thing made no sense.
So what do you say to the fans that are constantly trolling Shakur Stevenson about the 25%?
It didn't exist. It was a phony offer. Wait, he's gonna put on his own show all of a sudden, and he's gonna have Top Rank fighter come over to another network. You think Bob Arum's gonna let him go fight on another network besides ESPN? Not a shot in life. It doesn't exist. And then when you tell people it was, so how do you know it was ESPN? Because if it was on ESPN, Bob would be making the offer. And of course, his fighter, and he just had fucking Haney for 3 fights.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. I mean, it's common sense.
Absolutely. So who do you think Shakur Stevenson should fight?
Who do I think Shakur Stevenson should fight? He'll end up fighting he'll probably end up fighting that what's his name? He'll either fight Kambosos, Lomachenko, or maybe that Ortiz guy. Mm-hmm. Ortiz can still make the weight. Who knows? He just missed the weight. And his last fight, so who knows? The Top Rank had for him, and he wasn't even close to weight, but makes the weight he might be in. It'll be one of those 3. Okay. You have to be careful with Shakur. And I don't mean the opponent's quality, because he can beat anybody, but you have to be careful because he's not a pay-per-view attraction yet. Okay, so they can only pay a guy so much. So if you're figuring it's going to be a mega fight, it's going to be pretty tough to put it on without pay-per-view, and he's not a pay-per-view attraction yet. He may become one, but he's not one yet.
What makes a fighter a pay-per-view attraction?
Everything. And believe it or not, ethnic background. Mexicans, you bring Mexican Americans, Oscar De La Hoya, Canelo. They bring in mega pay-per-view dollars. They support their own. They don't. To be honest with you, and I'm not being a racist. They support their own people. They don't steal the fucking feed. It's very prestigious for a Mexican or Mexican American to tell people the next day, oh, what did you do? Oh, we got the fight. We came. Oh, the whole family came over. We made enchiladas. We made this, and and they're proud they bought it. I can't say that about other groups, including white folks for that matter. It's just the way it is. Reality.
I got you. The big fight tomorrow morning over in Japan. Stephen-Fulton taking on Monster Inoue. How does that fight go?
Oh, I have no idea. You knew he's getting $10 million. The other guy's getting 3.1. They didn't pay him 3.1 to come to Japan to win. So common sense tells you the Japanese people think that their guy's going to win, and then maybe win by knockout. I think it's going to be a decision, and I think that as the fight progresses, Inoue gets better and better, and Fulton starts slowing down and stuff like that. I think early on, Fulton's going to have a big advantage because he's got fast feet. He's very agile, nimble. But after the first 3-4 rounds, I think the other guy takes over.
Okay.
It's all false bravado. He fought 3 times in the United States, and he fought once in the UK, and everybody allowed his hand wraps. So it's all bullshit. It's all just bluster and stuff. The biggest thing is, why is he wearing a 2-inch beard, which is against the rules in Japan?
Okay, yeah. So I mean, it's like, okay, yeah, I understand what you're saying. I mean, his Stephen-Fulton's trainer did come out and recently just say, hey, why is Inoue's gloves, they're supposed to be sealed up? Why is it not only unsealed, but they taped it back? Is there anything to make out of that?
I have no idea. The gloves aren't all too good. Inoue's a clean fighter. He's an iconic figure. Come on, it's ridiculous. They're sportsmen over there. They're total sportsmen. It's just like they are in the UK. Especially the small guys. The big guys, I can't speak for them. A lot of big guys are on steroids and stuff like that over there, but the little guys aren't.
Do you think there's any possibility Stephen-Fulton pulls out?
$3.1 million? Where's he going to get that? He'd have to fight 7-8 times to make that in the United States in his weight class.
I agree. Got the big fight.
And also the trainer, he's a no-name trainer. Where's he? If he's getting 10%, which I assume he is, he's getting $310,000. Guess what? He's taking it's life-changing money for that guy.
Yeah, so he probably isn't going to do that.
Right.
We got the big fight, 147 unification, undisputed welterweight championship of the world, Errol Spence Jr., Terence Crawford. How does that fight go?
I think a pre-car accident, pre-eye injury, Spence and Crawford were 50-50. I think a post-accident and post-eye surgery, which was two different things entirely, I think Crawford wins the fight. So I think it's a different fight now than it was.
Man, I know Bud fans are gonna go crazy over that because it's kind of taken away. It would take away Terence Crawford's win.
No, not really, because it was a 50-50 fight before, and he'll distinguish himself. I mean, what am I going to say? I'm not going to lie about it. Before that, it was an even fight. Now it's a fight that Crawford's supposed to win.
Okay, Crawford's supposed to win. Do you think when Errol Spence tells Terence Crawford, you haven't fought anybody, and now he's coming up to the level of a Errol Spence, as opposed to maybe taking on maybe a Manny Pacquiao at the time, or even a Keith Thurman? Do you think Terence Crawford just kind of fighting his opponents, the B-level, C-level opponents, and then taking a big fight?
No. Top Rank made Thurman offers, Danny Garcia offers. They turned it down of his own greatness. Here's why. Okay, up until now, Spence wouldn't fight him for years. Danny Garcia got an offer. Thurman priced himself out, wanted $10 million. Shit that wasn't printable when he was at Top Rank. When Crawford was at Top Rank. Crawford is more judged, and rightfully so, by the guys who have refused to fight him rather than the guys who did fight him.
Okay.
Would you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good.
Much on that. Do you think the winner of Errol Spence and Terence Crawford should fight Jaron Boots, Ennis, or Keith Thurman next if they decide to stay at 147?
No. I think they should move up and weight. Spence is having trouble making the weight. It's a struggle for him. He's never won another weight class, will fight in another weight class, and Crawford wants to win a fourth world title. A world title in a fourth division. He already won lightweight, junior welter, and of course a welter, and he wants to move up. So I don't think that's going to happen. And Ennis is not that big an attraction yet. Maybe in 2 years he'll be a big attraction, but he's not an attraction right now to make that a big pay-per-view fight. The general public doesn't know Jaron Ennis. Remember that.
I got you.
Remember, if he was fighting on ESPN for free, regular ESPN, he would be a bigger attraction because people would know who he is. He fights on Showtime, which is very low ratings they get, and you got to pay for it monthly, and it's not in your basic cable bill. It's a premium station, and they just don't have the viewership.
What did you think of his performance against Villa?
I'm sorry?
What did you think of Jaron Ennis' performance against Villa?
Against who?
Villa.
Oh, his latest guy.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I thought she said Billups. I'm sorry. No. Villa. Oh, I'm sorry. That's why I said who? Okay. I think he looked great. I mean, he's an excellent fighter, but he finally got hit on the chin a couple times. We saw he had a decent chin, so yeah, he's good, but he still doesn't have the experience. Spence is fast. Spence switches lefty to righty. Crawford's fast. Spence, lefty to righty, and he's got very nimble experience, obviously. And Boots has never fought a guy that's going to really throw back at him with conviction and be able to box his way in the position to land those big punches, which Crawford can do.
Sounds like we should be trying to set up a Jaron Ennis versus Keith Thurman fight.
Nah, Thurman's done like a dinner.
Oh,
doesn't have the desire anymore. He's done like a dinner.
Wow. Well, I mean, it is what it is. We're going to move forward to Jermell Charlo against Canelo Alvarez. What was your reaction when you first heard the news, and how do you see this fight going?
I'm sorry, I missed it. You did your what fight?
Jermell Charlo and Canelo Alvarez.
I think that early on, the athletic ability of Charlo carries the fight for a few rounds where it's pretty equal, but I think the heavy artillery starts wearing him down.
Mm-hmm. Canelo's been having some pretty shaky performances lately. Is he slowing down?
But you got to remember, he's going to be rested. He's in between fights a long period of time now, and long enough to recuperate and get and train right and stuff. He was fighting too often there for a while.
Okay.
And I think Charlo is the better Charlo. Don't get me wrong, but Canelo's still Canelo.
Okay. So Jamal Charlo, where does he go? Should the WBC strip him?
Oh, they should have stripped him a long time ago. Seriously, this is just out of control. They say they're supporting him. What, a mental wreck? Come on. The guy don't want to fight, obviously. The guy didn't fight divorce because he ran out of money. She was complaining, you never fight, you don't bring in any money. All you do is, do this, do that, recreational shit. Wasn't doing anything.
Wow. I'm with you. What advice can you give David Benavidez to get a Canelo fight?
There's no fight that's going to exist. I don't see what they call fighting him. It's not that Canelo can't beat him. I just think he thinks it's too tough of a fight. He doesn't need it. It's not that he doesn't think he can win. He just said that's going to be a tough fight. I don't need it. That's what he's saying to himself.
Wow. That's disappointing, man, because fans want to see that fight. But we're gonna change gears, go to the heavyweight division. Anthony Joshua versus Dillian Whyte, the rematch. How do you think this goes with Anthony Joshua getting his new trainer Derek James?
Well, Shaw's old and old legs, but if he lands a good, the last time we saw him in bigger fights, he was knocked out deader than the doornail, laid there like a limp dick. First one was against the Russian, Povetkin, and the second one was against Fury. He just laid there like a dead dick.
Mm-hmm.
What's so funny?
No, it's just like I just remember him getting knocked out by those guys, man. It was like, that's crazy. I believe it was 2 uppercuts. Matter of fact, you just can't get away from an uppercut. And matter of fact, right. Anthony Joshua knocked him out with an uppercut the first time they fought. But next fight, Usyk taking on Daniel Dubois. How does that go?
And Usyk wins easy, whether it's by decision or knockout. I don't know, but it's a one-sided fight. Dubois got no prayer in the fight, none at all.
None at all, really? Oh man,
none.
Okay. We got. Since we're talking about Usyk, how are you disappointed that Usyk and Tyson Fury couldn't come to an agreement for undisputed?
They just have come to an agreement right now. That doesn't mean they're not going to.
Okay.
But the other Dubois in an easy fight. They, in a very, very easy fight. Okay. Usyk's manager already admitted that was all bullshit about the offer and everything else. He already admitted that, but so it'll happen. Just a matter of what day it happens.
Okay.
Figure to happen next year, early next year, like February, March, somewhere probably before Ramadan, I would say.
Okay. So Usyk's taking on his WBA mandatory from
mandatory, and then the other guy's fighting that MMA guy. How you pronounce his name?
Yeah,
I've heard so many different pronunciations of his name. I'm confused myself. But anyways,
I was about to say Tyson Fury against Francis Ngannou.
Yeah, Ngannou. Okay, well, I've heard so many different pronunciations of Ngannou lately that, okay. But he'll fight him. He'll get an easy payday. Usyk will get an easy payday, and then they'll fight each other. If they don't, I'll be very disappointed. But that's how I see the time frame and the stuff like that. Okay,
so basically you're saying Tyson Fury is just going to run through Francis Ngannou.
Should play with him. Guys never had real boxing gloves on. Ringmaster, a guy with him and Usyk. It's a funny thing. I'll tell you what's funny. The 4 fighters with the highest IQ in boxing. Okay? Okay, 2 of them are in the same weight class, heavyweight, which is Fury and Usyk. Then you got Sonny Edwards and Bam Rodriguez, whose IQs are super high. They're the second, third, and fourth, and they're both flyweights. And the fourth and fifth Spartans fighters, the fifth and sixth Spartans fighters in the back is Crawford and Spence. Okay, so I would say Shakur is on his way up into that category, but he hasn't hit that category yet, but he will.
Okay. What do you think about Deontay Wilder and Andrew Ruiz trying to make a fight?
That's not happening. There's no money there. The only way that happens is if Heyman loses control. Heyman doesn't want. Heyman can't pay them what they want, respectively, and I don't blame them. They're overpricing themselves. So unless he gives up control of the fight and control of the winner, and the fight goes to Saudi Arabia, then it's the only way that fight happens. It will not happen with Al Heyman and his PBC and all that heavy horse shit. It won't happen that way. There's no way it happens that way.
Okay. Gervonta Davis was recently released from his 90-day jail sentence. What advice?
Yeah, by the way, he actually served 44 days, just to let you know.
Okay, yeah, 40.
I was counting. You know why? Because America was a safer place those evenings.
Oh, man. I take it you're not a Tank fan.
No. I think he's a creep.
Oh.
But continue.
Okay. Yeah, I was about to say, what advice could you give him and his team of staying out of trouble?
Well, I mean, he needs a full-time watch time. That guy, Malik Shogun, who worked with Bernard Hopkins as his advisor for years. That's the kind of guy that Al Heyman should be calling up and say, hey, lecture this guy, tutor this guy, watch over him, teach him about life. He's a real high-class black guy, about 50 years old, maybe 52 in that area. A real classy guy, got his life together, very successful. And in the meantime, Tank needs to take lessons from somebody. So that's what I'm going to say. Because, you know what? He's the one that's always getting in trouble. He's like a crime looking for a place to happen. Between hit and runs, domestic disputes, smacking some guy, smacking some woman he doesn't even know down in Florida, someone baby mama another time. I mean, come on. I mean, giving bounce checks to jewelers. I mean, come on now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, This guy, he's a crime looking for a place to happen. It shouldn't be like that.
I agree. As far as in the ring, getting him back in the ring, who should his next opponent be?
No matter what I say, it won't matter because they won't fight anybody. It'll probably be what's his name? The winner of Pitbull Cruz, Isaac Pitbull Cruz, and what's his name? Giovanni Cabrera Maletti, and it's an easy fight for Isaac Cruz, and it'll be a rematch.
Okay,
it'll be a rematch of the first fight. That's what I see.
Okay. Got one more. What do you think of the return of Manny Pacquiao fighting what's his name, Pacquiao, in an exhibition overseas?
I don't comment on exhibitions. It's not boxing.
Okay. So one more. Jake Paul against Nate Diaz. It's an actual boxing match. It's not an exhibition.
Well, that's YouTube boxing, as I call it. And yeah, okay. It's jerk off shit, but who knows who's gonna win? I don't know enough. I don't know if Nate Diaz ever had gloves on before besides winter gloves, so I really don't know.
Okay. Well, Mr. Rick Glaser, we appreciate you for your time, man. Where can the fans reach you at?
I'm on Twitter at Real Rick Glaser 1. My account's verified. I got about 7,200 followers, and I answer all boxing questions, no matter how easy, how hard, how pointed. I answer every question, and I'm proud to do so. I'm 24/7, 365 career boxing guy since 1991. Name of my business is GlaserBoxing.com. I don't manage fighters. A lot of people say, well, I don't know who do you manage? I don't manage. I broker the scenes guy as far as business goes. I don't handle fighters on a daily basis. It's not my thing. I do advise managers who do handle fighters, but I don't handle fighters directly. So I'm not a failed manager. Some guy called me a failed manager. I said, I asked him, I said, a failed manager? I never was a man. How do you fail something you've never been? So you know how it goes, right?
Yes, sir. We appreciate you for your time, man. Looking forward to the next one with you.
Anytime you want to have me on next Sunday night, next Monday night, I'm available, whatever. Here to help you out, okay?
All right.
Thanks for having me. Enjoy the fights. Bye-bye now.